I just make sure that all the audio stuff is according to what they should be. Yeah. Everything looks fine. Alright. Let's get some music going in the background real quick. It is the 11th of January. We of course missed the 10th of the month because of stuff. We are hoping to finalize the Cat Dragon. At least this one in particular. There's obviously still going to be more Cat Dragons as we've talked about that. But this one in particular is going to be done soon-ish. Now we're going to be focusing a little bit on the drag. No, wait, no. No, definitely going to focus on the little characters. Alright, so let me just get a small window going so we can see the smaller characters in detail, because we're going to be needing the sketches that Vivi's done. I'm going to need you to... Whoop. And you. Okay. Hello, hello. Welcome to the stream. Alright, so... there you are. Get the small sketch over down here. And we ought to make sure to get the refs here on the side. Yeah. That ought to do it. Alright. Goodness. Yeah, of course we're getting DMs. One sec. Hi, 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 hi. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Right. Oh, goodness. Where is the ref stuff? We need the character refs. Quickly. To the DMs. I like how this one ref image from one of the characters we're having to draw here is quite literally a screenshot from a video of some kind rather than like an actual image. Where is that mouse? Man, Oh my gosh, this song. Let's go. There you are. Yeah. Figured you'd be around to hum the music. Yeah, because we are not doing a whole lot that's like very Vivi heavy right now. We're just doing the cleanup process. So it's mostly going to be me active. Unless something needs to be drawn. I suppose this would be like the last day anyone could like join in on this too. Should probably like mention that. Oh, we do have another shade here we can use. Okay. Hang on, let's actually use that one for that. There's a way to differentiate it. Oh my goodness. I just... Yeah. You got the thoughts now. We're supposed to be joining in on a different, like, thing. Hang on. Let me just quickly get the, let me just get the file ready for something real quick. Also, yes, like, this has just been, like, anyone submitting, and, like, this has always been, like, a free thing. It's like, oh, yeah, you can be included, just add the ref and send it over to our DMs. It's always been a thing. Ref and location. On the cat dragon. Yeah, let me just quickly do a thing. We wanted to like join in on like another archipelago thing and just kind of forgot to send over the YAML, so we're doing that real quick. Yeah, no, we posted this on like social media and stuff. Mostly on Blue Sky and Mastodon. So, or at least like the first time we did it. If you do want to add me, you want to... I already have some of my ref sheets. Well, you gotta specify which one. You have like a ton of forms, dude. Let's see. Where is it? It's on here. Oh wait, it was small. Yeah, okay. And then... Oh, we might end up just making another stream. Right, because that's going to start in like 3 hours. Okay, we do have a bit of a time limit, maybe. Alright, we're just going to send over the YAML and YAMLs. 1 second. Excuse for the delay, but like, you know, it is what it is. Yeah. Like, specify a character and a location on the cat dragon. And then we'll do something. I mean, at least it gives Vivi something to do today. Oh, goodness. Cat dragon, 1 sec, though. That's got Deathlink on already, right? Yes. Okay, cool. Full on evil mode. And throw in SM64, why not? It's Deathlink on this one. You need to be set to true. Become evil. There we go. Yee. Oh my goodness, you're right. I meant like vocally. Because they were silent on the stream, not in DMs. I didn't even realize that. I didn't even realize there was a reaction. I'm silly. Goodness. Vivi gonna be a little bit of a silly. On the tail, okay. Yeah, we can do that. That is... Wow. Wow. Not gonna lie, that's evil. That's evil. But I think we can make it work. Let's see. I'm gonna assume scrunkly size, so like 2 sides over here. And like somewhere on the tail, you said. No, that's actually evil. Hang on. Do you have any idea just how hard that's gonna camouflage? Hi, welcome to the stream. Was it stopping by to say hi? That's okay. No worries. Alright. Let me move this down. So we can like start drawing there. 1 sec. Yeah! Yeah! It is, isn't it? It's so funny. That is so funny. Where's the painting window? There it is. Okay. Review for the moment. We're gonna need to like restructure that later, but that's okay. Yeah, no worries. We can make this work. Like, dude. With the hourglass marking. Oh, there are some hourglass markings, yeah. Alright, Vivi, do your thing. It'll at least give us a reason to get rid of some of the green stuff, because like that's been bothering the heck out of everyone who's got a preview of the picture. As we add more green, of course. Thanks, Vivi. Well, yeah, by all means, just send over the reference and a location in particular you want to be on. Again, we're always open to include more people. Even though this is meant to be like the last day, and we want to like clean it up and stuff, like fuck it. All right, we're this is absolutely putting our like shading our shading capabilities to the test. Oh my goodness. This is way too funny. Hi, welcome to the stream. Yes. It is midnight stream, yeah. Wanted to like I wanted to like do something sooner, but like yeah. Arachnophobia? Nah. It's definitely not arachnophobia. We've had a character that was like quite literally a full-on spider on the cat dragon before. Like that's never been a problem. 1 second, we could even like look it up real quick. I believe it was this one in particular that had it. No, wait, no. This is one of them that had like, yeah, we had one that was like quite literally a spider, like right here. We made sure to like put them in such a position that it wasn't like too spidery. Your spider. Which one was your spider? Hang on. Oh, was it this one? At least your spider wasn't like, you know, it had like the limbs and stuff. Like, it's just like a creature. No, the other one was actually just quite literally spider. It was really funny. It was really amusing. Yeah, you wouldn't guess spider right away. It does have like the back thing, sure, but like for the most part, just creature, and we love that. The other one was quite literally a spider, and we just put them right behind the ear so that the limbs wouldn't show up because we know there's going to be some people with arachnophobia. That is quite adorable. But probably like really hard to see once we actually get to like put it into the drawing. Oh, the hourglass markings are gonna be hard to see too. Oh, hang on. Ah, you're gonna try to like add it a little bit on there. Okay. Mm-hmm. Ah. And I'm sure this stream is gonna help you out with falling asleep. So no worries. Yeah. You are just doing the entire thing at this point. Oh my goodness. Hi, 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 hi. Ah. Everyone's like patting us now. Ah. Ah, gosh. Hey, if nothing's stopping you from drawing them, then yeah, by all means. More silly soul. I mean, there's a lot of different forms to your character, so like, just pick one and go. Hi. No! No, squishy the mouse. How could you? Oh, that's just rude. Goodness. Ah, goodness. Alright, don't forget the extra eye. I have no idea how well that's going to translate into small. Oh, wait, no. Hang on. No. Not yet. Still missing something. There you have it. You're so camouflaged on there. Oh my goodness. Let me actually add to the list. I forgot that we had a list. Oh my word. Alright, so... tail. Gonna have to add a highlight here. Make it a little less dark. Just to be a little bit visible. I don't think any other tail actually uses that particular shape. Nope, it doesn't. And it does actually make it stand out a bit. Yes, perfect. Told you we could make this work. It's like no reason for these ones to be like green, I think. Yeah. There we go. Add another first strand here. They're still very camouflaged on there, but that's okay. I mean, considering Scugs in general, yeah, the camouflage part actually does make sense, but it's so funny. It's so funny. It's really funny the way the way this is. No, I welcome. I actually like very much welcome these sorts of like silly ideas. For like location choices. It's like, wow. It's the exact color. But it's still noticeable when you look hard enough. And that's the funniest part. Okie dokie. We forgot to send the AP world. Hang on. There we go. Okay. So you can see. Okay, hang on. We'll just send this over, the work in progress version, and you can like judge where to put it. Alright. Save all that. Okie dokie. File is saved too. Okay, get this stuff back onto the top. There we go. Move this back over here so we get the full view at all times. And the rest. Yeah, it's so funny just how little time that took for an extra character. Like some folks' characters is just like easy. Yeah, that'll do. I just love just how inconspicuous it is. Alright, back to shading you. Alright. Right wing. Yeah. Let's actually finish up the Bat Fox before we head on to the next character, since you're probably not going to be here for too long, since it is EP time on your end. And then we'll get to drawing the next character. Stop landing on the body. I mean, I wouldn't call this one a soft landing. It's quite literally on the horn. Right, back to the ref. Oh goodness, where was the ref? May as well just have that on the browser. There we go. So I don't have to like keep. We don't have to like keep going to the DMs. There we go. But there is a bit of something over there. Hang on. They don't look like eyebrows. Neato. Now we're getting patted in DMs too. No. We're supposed to finish this. Gosh. Oh, this song! No! Schoolhouse moment. We actually did end up watching the movie. It had like barely anything to do with, which is honestly exactly what we expected it to be. Except for the voice, which was just as high pitch and kind of like weird. Actually, no. The one thing we did realize is that as a character for an entertainment game, or like supposedly for an entertainment game, they're very not vocal in the movie. Her mom also has this song in her playlist. That's really funny. No, we only found out about this song like late last year, I suppose. Because there was a new prototype of Sonic Schoolhouse. And it ended up featuring like this purple like character and stuff on there. And yeah, someone up pointed out, hey, that's actually just like the purple people eater. I was like, wait, what the heck is that? We look it up and it's like, wait a minute, that fits the exact description of this character. And then we look deeper into it and it's like, wait a minute. The movie design is like literally the same one that's in here. What? But I could go on for like another like half-hour tangent just talking about that one, but like we've had already a couple of streams just like showcasing the entire thing in the first place, so like I think we've had enough Schoolhouse fill. This town. if he's having fun. Hi, welcome to the stream. Welcome, 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 welcome. Yeah, you're noticing the silly. How you doing? How you doing? How you doing? How you doing? Oh my goodness. This place is going... This playlist is going places. Oh my gosh. Ah. Not the boop. I have this sudden urge to say no. I don't know why. No, not the booty switch. No. How could you? Aw. Yeah. Hope y'all hope you're having a good time. I know we're kind of late in the late at night, just doing a little stream, but yeah. It is what it is. Must you enact the entire thing? Every time. Right. Like, say what you will about the CDI games, honestly, they have some banger tunes. Actually, yeah, that's the thing. Like, nobody really talks about like the gameplay of those titles. But most of everyone just focus on the cutscenes and nothing else. We haven't actually played it ourselves, honestly, because well, getting a CDI emulator is like near impossible. Or at least back in the day, it was. Although nowadays we do have options. There is like a Hotel Mario remaster someone's making with quality of life features. And oh goodness, hi, welcome. Thank you for the follow. And there's also the other thing. I don't know what was it again. Yeah, there is the remaster for like the Hotel Mario game, and there was like there were like 2 remasters for like the CDI Zeldas as well. Like we've definitely watched people play those. Like honestly, the gameplay isn't that bad. It is quirky at times. We have seen like the AVGN review from like way back in the day, but like people were sleeping on the soundtrack. That's what I'm saying. Okay, I think that ear is way too visible, and I see why. Like 2 shades are like way too close to each other. I kind of hate that, but like, what can you do? We have those shades we made. No, terrible idea. We have shades, we better use them. No, that's a terrible idea, but we're doing it anyways. The damage is done. Just gonna do a little bit of that to make it a little bit more clear, the difference between the muzzle and the horn. And I think we good there. Alright. Well, okay. Maybe add a little bit more structure here to the tail, because like, you notice that's like a little different there compared to what was drawn. Oh yeah, there we go. It's way better. A little poofy at the bend. Yeah, just a little quirky. Yeah, that ought to do it. That definitely ought to do it. That ought to do it. How long is this song? Hang on. It's like an 8-minute loop of it. Move to the next one. Okie dokie. Alright. 2 more characters here to clean up. And 1 more character to draw. We'll start drawing the next character, maybe cleaning it up right away. Let's take a quick look at the riff. And also move the window back down to the bottom. Alright. Wings looking empty. I'm assuming right wing would be like the cat dragon's right wing, so like the one over here. So yeah, we're definitely doing that. Size probably like more around this. Up. Alright, Vivi. Time for you to do your thing. Duly noted. I'm guessing it's like based off of the OVO character that you like shown off a couple of times. Yeah, we'll keep that in mind. Put that there. There we go. Now we have a side-by-side view. There should be more like a top and bottom view. There we go. Baby, don't actually do the paw details, please. We're gonna need to do those manually after the fact. When we size this back down to pixel art form, okay? Alright, let's see if we have the right colors for this. That's a no, actually. Let's see. All of those definitely could work for that. Yeah.
Oh, oh. 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 Oh.
All right. Let's get to actually cleaning this one up. We're gonna need to add the sketch over here. Move this up here. Paint window back on here. Alright. Vivi mode disengaged. See, we used one of the blues as a shade. I think that'll work just fine here too. Hang on. That green's actually hard to see with that blue background. Hang on. Now let me skip this one real quick. Yeah, you know what? That'll do. Hi, 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 welcome to the stream. How you doing? The Benui has arrived. That circle is so skewed though. Ooh. A party, you say? Oh goodness. The other Benui has been alerted. We have a Benui party. Ah, Jackbox. That sounds nice. Oh, that was fun. One of those games where you absolutely need to have like the right sort of party. Bun bun bun. Aww. Benui language. The Benuis in chat being silly. Oh goodness. I knew we should have turned that one off. Oh well. Alright. Alright. We'll give y'all mouse time. Don't worry. Just finished up cleaning this one up real quick and then we do mouse time. I just forgot to put this one back over here. Oh my goodness. Well, it's not gonna matter now because we're gonna do mouse time. Ah, gosh. Oh, of course you're excited. Always excited to draw cuties. Okay, we might actually need an extra shade here. Wait, what is this one? Is that a... Ooh, actually, it might work just fine. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, that makes it nice and differentiated. Without adding any extra shades too, which is nice. Oh my gosh. Okay, all the pats and everything. Uh, I'm actually not sure what we're gonna do for the background now, because I didn't even account for the background. That's the thing. There we go. Oh goodness. Yeah. Actually darken up this color real subtly. Yep. Wrong color. Too dark. And too much on the blues. Hang on. I want to keep it more on the yellows. There we go. Now we actually can see it. Midnight hyper mode. Nah. Yeah, y'all are quite the bunch. Oh, there's like a couple of details here. There we go. I think we got it all. Awesome. Alright, let's actually get mouse time on here real quick. We'll open up a new window, put it at the bottom here, and hide this one real quick. Alright, mouse time it is. Oh, rules of mouse time again. Let me just quickly check. Yeah, 10 minutes. Unless Vivi really likes the prompt. Vivi's probably gonna enjoy the heck out of this prompt. Okay. Two noise, the ones in chat being silly together. Now the the interpretation of silly is going to be open for debate. Because like, what do we understand about silly? And thankfully this time I did remember to save the ref sheets. Oh my gosh. Hey, no squishing the mouse. Too hard. Well, I'm just saying you can be squished a little bit. Yeah, there you go. Of course you'd agree. Right. Let me riff. And should have saved that one sketch we made. Oh well. And now we need Starbun ref. Is this even the latest one? I feel as though this is like a older one. Hang on. No, that'll do. Okie dokie. Rest in view, starting the timer right now. Go, go, go. Goodness, haven't seen you structured as much. Just making sure everything is visible. Good. Alright, time's up. Aw. Oh gosh. There you go, Tube Noise being silly. Ay, ay, ay. Yeah, Lumi's been the only one so far. Well, okay, no. I was about to say Lumi's been the only one so far using the redeem for these little sketches, but like, no, there was also, like Daniel one time actually did redeem it for their character, but that was like during the Archipelago stream, and we were BK'd. Aww. Aww. Yeah. Mouse time is just, hey, just tell Vivi to draw something. We dedicate like 10 minutes to it. Nah, you don't overdo it. It's fine. If anything, it's underutilized by anyone else. Alright, maybe that's enough messing around with that. Alright. Alright, that's mouse time done. Back to our thing. Well, yeah, that's fine, but like, no. The redeem itself is fine. Utilizing the redeem itself is fine. However, we were supposed to remove these for these streams at one point, and it's like, because like we're in a bit of a time limit. That's an L and R part. Actually, using the redeems in general is perfectly fine. Let me make that perfectly clear. The problem is that nobody else has been using it, except for Lumi. Lumi's been absolutely sweet about these. I'll just send it over. This is also one of the very only times when there we go. Send it over, send it over. This is the only times we ever, like, say people's names outright, because, like, you know, they're relevant to what's being shown on screen. Hoarding your lupins? Oh, boy. Speaking of, we have, like, a jar of lupin beans that we need to, like, actually snack on. We opened it up for, like, New Year specifically, because we didn't... For one thing, we didn't have anything else in the fridge, and we still don't. For another, oh goodness. Actually, no, we don't have any other point. That's literally it. Let's see. Do we just not have a folder for, like, these? I guess it goes in the Vivi folder. The Vivi folder has just been like a really messy, disorganized thing full of just like sketches. We need to like actually start organizing the heck out of it. Actually, yeah. One of the things we need to like fix up is like our folder structure, because everything is an absolute mess. To explain it real quick, I'm gonna be showcasing it. We have like one file. We have one file on our on like storage drive, just called Red Cat. Like, this is where we put like all of our fan art most of the time. Fan art and like artwork in general, stuff people have commissioned for us, stuff that people have drawn for us, and the rare occasions when we actually do commission someone as well. It's like, it's all in here, names and all. The problem though, the big problem is that we have a folder on here for non-Red Cat fan art, which is part of the Red Cat folder. And that's kind of dumb. We need to like restructure this so that it's like, we have like this, like, the names being like this is perfectly fine. The names being like that is perfectly fine. The problem is the fact that it's dedicated to the Red Cat rather than like dedicated to like all of our characters. And especially nowadays when people have been like drawing Vivi a lot, and Honker for that matter, like, we need to restructure this properly. If anything, we may as well just like make a subfolder for like each of the characters, just to be extra organized, and then anything that has like multiple of them would just be in the root folder. I think that'd be a good way. Let's deal with that. Hi. Oh my gosh, so many red cats in chat. The red kitty stare. Oh my gosh. Help. Everyone's way too nice to us. Alright. Bring that back. We're back to cleaning this stuff up. Yeah, we made sure the redeem does have a bit of a cooldown though. It is balanced. People just don't know it because it's very underutilized. We thought people were actually gonna be abusing the heck out of it. No. It's super underutilized, and like Vivi's just been itching to draw anything. You're just like prepared with like okay, maybe don't prepare yourself like that. Like now they're yielding a palette, like a color palette, like one of those classic like French color palettes or whatever, and then a brush, like it's a sword and shield. It's adorable. I feel as though you've drawn that already at some point. Reserved Vivi. There's nothing reserved about this rodent. Yeah, fair enough. I think he intentionally made it high enough so that, you know, people have to be, you know, around enough on a stream to be able to redeem it. We don't actually know. I was supposed to like calculate that at one point. I know more or less how many points you get. Though it's not like you could just like, you know, just kind of farm them while in the background. Nothing too big. Right. Cleaning up a little bit of the cat dragon here because like we're about to clean up on Steam. That's right, Steam. Steam from the steamed. Well, we're actually not steaming anything, but like, yeah. Let me just do that real quick. Yeah, definitely gonna be using that one. It's a dark green shade. If anything, is that gonna work for you as well? No, not really. Kind of makes it too dull. It's also a bit more to Steam, if I recall correctly, that we need to like ensure is on there. One sec. You can redeem 8 mouse times. That's awesome. Sharing points. I mean, instead of sharing points, what you could do instead is like kind of coordinate with each other what you'd want to redeem. 22 and a half times! Oh my goodness gracious. That's a lot of them. To be funny, we should just like add one that's just called flex. All it does is just like waste points and that's it. The mouse flex noises. You don't have the muscle structure for that. You can't just go hoo ha hoo like Johnny Bravo, man. Your body doesn't work for that. No. Vivi already is the strongest mouse. The problem is that they don't have the body for that. It's that sort of just like, yeah, trust me, they're strong sort of character. It's like Knuckles. Like, have you seen those fucking arms? Like, there's like nothing. There's only one game where Knuckles actually has like the physique that shows that he's got like the strength, and it's a game that nobody really wants to talk about anymore. It's the same idea. It's the exact same idea. It is a bit more yellow. Hang on. Do we not have anything more yellow than that? I don't think so. I guess we could just use this as like shading and it'll just like automatically be more yellowish. Yeah, one sec. Give me the stoat. Gosh. Bruce Lee. More like Bruce V. I actually forgot who Bruce Lee was. We're like super not into movie stuff. You saw Flex on a couple other streamers before. Fair. It's like, it's just there. We're not even gonna acknowledge it. But you can redeem it anyways. That sort of deal. I think it's a funny one, just, you know. In a way, it sort of is like, you know how in Cookie Clicker, there's like that whole like redemption thing or whatever. Fizzo is sort of like that. Although you don't get any points for it. Don't squash the mouse. Like, not like that. Goodness. Why is everyone wanting to squash the mouse now? Okay, I know you don't mind it, but like... It's been happening a lot more now. Three emotes, one of them Tommy, yeah. No, I think we're good. The battle padding gif. As people love using that gif for a lot of things. When interacting with us. For some reason. It's like the only time you ever see like Vivi actually getting like smacked about. And only because it's like an in-joke on our calls. Like Vivi would just show up. Actually, yeah, demonstrated. Vivi would just go. Exactly, just like that. And fucking Bato would just go. Oh no, tiny. In which case. But like a lot louder. Actually, just like. You know. It's hard to explain. He does it in such a really good way. I can't demonstrate it. I do not have the microphone to like demonstrate it. It's not like it like peaks, it just like distorts whenever he does that. It's way too funny. But like, he kept doing that every time with Vivi, so like Vivi just decided to make that as like the art fight drawing. And honestly, it's like one of the best things on there that happened that year. Speaking of, honestly, I want to retract that one statement I had about not joining art fight. I think we are actually gonna be joining art fight next year, or this year. I suppose it is this year now. Cause I can't let the mouse not draw stuff. Like, it doesn't matter what like weird circumstances I happen to be on, or weird positions I am, like in terms of like one relationship. Vivi should be allowed to have fun. Vivi should always be allowed to have fun. I wish I wasn't in such a weird situation, but like it is what it is. Yeah, not gonna go into detail, but yeah. Yeah, essentially he gets more to draw. Yeah, the mic booms. Yeah, I really wish I had like a sample of Bato just like going ham. But yeah. This year for sure we're gonna be doing art fight. Like, we cannot skip on art fight. That's just not happening. We absolutely have to do art fight for the mouse. Yeah, cool impression. That's essentially how it goes. He's so quotable. He's so quotable. Anyone who's ever had like the fortune to be in a call with him like knows exactly what I'm talking about. But let me go grab the GIF itself, because like, you know, just give people some context of what we're actually like talking about. Hang on, one sec. Where is it again? That's the ref sheets. I need GIFs. There it is. Now that's the red cat folder. We need animations. Where is it? Do we just not have it on here? Is it on a drop pile? No, it's not. I think I know where it is. We have a art fight folder. Yeah, there it is. There it is. There it is. This is the one we're talking about. It's It's in rhythm with the music. Oh my goodness. Ah, still VC shy. That's okay. Cute. Hi, welcome to the stream. Yes, we're still doing wonderful pixel art. Yeah, thank you. Currently working on Steam over here and getting absolutely distracted. We're showcasing this one thing we did on Art Fight, and people absolutely love sending it over to us every single time. And we're talking just like how wonderful of a person Bado is. Or at least wonderful to be around in calls, because it's just like the pure energy of that guy is just beautiful. Radio. Continuing on. That's definitely a Jonte song if I had to guess. I mean, you don't need to guess. Like, Jonte has like a very specific style to his music, her music. Joyte. Am I stupid? I'm outdated as hell in the brain sometimes, I swear to God. Dead naming people on stream, I can't believe I'm not cancelled yet. It happens, yeah. I did it in the brain. No, that like they transitioned like a while ago. I don't get why I sometimes just like think Jonte instead of Joyte. Like that happened a while ago. Like it wasn't just like a oh yeah last year sort of thing. No, that's it's been a while. No. No. Not CD32X. 32X is enough. CD32X, that's just a big insult. It's also an insult to the CD, because like the CD part is perfectly fine. Actually, no, never mind. No, that is just awful. You don't want to work with a CD and a 32X at the same time. Are you kidding me? The way you have to like structure everything is absolutely ridiculous. Like, oh goodness. Yeah, let me tell you like one little quirk about like getting a CD32X game to work. So like in order to boot up a game into 32X with a CD and no cartridge, you have to like the data has to be transferred over to the Mega Drive. The Mega Drive then sends that shit over to the video processor like part of the 32X, and then from the 32X it like reads code from the fucking video RAM in order to like initiate itself, and then start reading stuff from like Mega Drive RAM, I think, and execute code from there. It's something stupid like that. I don't know 100% the details. I just know that's more or less the workflow, and I hate it. I hate it so much. Just doing 32X and CD at the same time is absolutely not worth it. Never been worth it. Like, if you want to do CD 32X, just get a DOS machine. What are you doing? CD32X is just a GIMP DOS. Like, don't do it. Like, if you... Yeah, you may as well just go for the Saturn. Just go for the Saturn instead. You want game console? No! Why you want game console? Fine, just go for the Saturn then. Do tell us. Do give us something neat. Shh, tell us something neat, something entertaining. Gamepad on a retro machine. Gamepad on a retro PC. That's basically a game console now. I mean, yeah, you can always do that. You can always use, and this is true. This is the thing from back in the day. You had to put your controller in the printer port. That was the standard. Controllers, printer port, because USB was not a thing. It worked. It functioned. That's how it had to be done. That game controller you have, that's a printer. Was it printing? If it's a really bad controller, ink on your fingers. Nepin D-sub MIDI on a sound card. Oh, goodness gracious. Well, you'd still need to have, like, a sound card with that port on. So, like, no. Get the printer port instead. That one was more universal. We had, like, a bunch of them that went through the printer port. Well, I say a bunch. Like, it was, like, maybe, like, 2 controllers. One of them was, like, a SNES-like. It wasn't even a Gravis gamepad because it didn't have like the little stick that you could screw on top of it. I still don't get why they did that. That is such a terrible thing. Like, I know the idea is like, oh yeah, it's like an arcade stick. You just screw it on there and like your D-pad becomes an arcade stick. No, evil, bad. Although I can't really call it evil and bad without having tried it. I mean, who knows? Maybe it actually is kind of good. Yeah, the Gravis gamepad. We didn't have one of those. We know about it. I gotta find it to be a little cursed. At least that part in particular. We had something similar to it. It didn't have the D-pad thing, but it definitely was like the same general structure, like button structure, which is, you know, it's just a SNES controller. Like, let's be real here. It's just a SNES controller with the way it's structured. Oh goodness. What else was there? We had like a flight, like a joystick, you know, like an actual joystick, one of those like made specifically for like flight simulators and stuff. Using that one just, oh goodness, oh my goodness, thank you for the sub. Thank you. We appreciate it a lot. Aww. I'm telling you, y'all are way too nice. Nah. Oh goodness. We haven't rented as much on Mastodon. We gotta... I need to do like a big old post about like our findings with Schoolhouse, because we haven't actually posted about that on Mastodon yet. We had like our initial reactions on Blue Sky, but not on Mastodon. We actually need to make like a big old post there, just detailing everything we found out. Oh goodness. And also start writing about it on the cutting room floor because we haven't. Like, we know a lot of like subtle differences and stuff that is just like exclusive to Answer Hunt. And also like the whole theory behind like how Purple People Eater got into that build and like everything else that went around it, because there's a whole rabbit hole we fell in. Cause like, yeah, as it turns out, so the people who were making Schoolhouse were also the people who made the movie in the first place for Purple People Eater, so they were using that as like their initial thing, and then it's like, wait, hey, like we can actually have a deal with like some bigger game company here. Hi Sega. How about we make a little edutainment game together? And then they kind of did. They got like access to the Sonic Extreme files and just started putting that shit on there and made a build for E3 that probably didn't actually get showcased because there's like literally no footage of it anywhere. And also, even if it was like closed doors, like why would you have Schoolhouse closed doors, like of all games, to be like exclusive behind the scenes stuff when you have Extreme already being showcased? No, my theory is that Schoolhouse was never showcased on E3, and that they started modifying the heck out of Schoolhouse's assets and pre-renders so that it doesn't look as much like Sonic Extreme, by just doing a really bad color replace on a lot of the assets. We looked into it, they are just color replaced. And also homogenize it with like the rest of the existing assets, like the other animal dudes, because like, yeah, the extreme shading was out of place compared to all the other things on there. So like that's like two reasons why the extreme shading was like replaced. That's a big old theory we have on that we need to like post on Mastodon just for the heck of it. It's so funny. Like, for the longest time, I thought like people were like actually really annoyed whenever I go like on a big old tangent or whatever, or just like stuff like that, especially when it comes to like a group call and stuff. But no, people are genuinely like super interested in the stuff we talk about. Yeah, you say that. You say that. The part where Robotnik steals your rings, no, that's not even correct. Because three things we found out, besides like, you know, the obvious one, that is, you know, Robotnik actually stealing your rings in the final and in the prototype. One thing is that before Robotnik, it was meant to be Knuckles stealing your rings. Two, it wasn't gonna be Knuckles or Robotnik in the first place, it's gonna be the clock. And three, it wasn't gonna be rings in the first place, it was gonna be treasure. It was treasure. Just treasure chests. Like, it's just there. It's just treasure chests. Yeah, gotta say it like Fred. Got the treasure. Right, there's a little pendant here. Hang on. Gotta make sure that one's visible. Yeah. Kind of wish it didn't like scroll down on the thumbnail view. That's more of an L on our side because we started like doodling on to the bottom, which is why it like scrolls down on the preview there. That is 100% our fault. I kind of want to just like split the sketches into their own file. You know what? Let me save that and actually do that real quick so that we have like a proper preview, which is something I should have done like ages ago. Alright, sketches. In fact, this only makes it easier to work with. What am I doing? I should have done this ages ago. I'm so silly for not thinking about this. Alright, saved the sketch version. And then let me just make sure that we don't cut off too much. Okay, maximum size 740. Go to attributes. 740 and bump. Cut off the bottom. And now if we zoom in, then it says in place. Just like that. Well, it mostly stays in place. There's a little bit of wiggle room, which we can get rid of real quick. Palette stays there. That's part of the artwork now. There we go. Now we actually have a preview that stays in place. Why didn't we do this earlier? Yeah, we only do this stuff at the very end of the process. It's so silly. It's just a human thing. The human mind. We don't have the resolution for like the details, so like we're just gonna do 2 pixels there, and that should be good enough. Yeah. Let me like add another one over here. Which version of MS Paint is this one? This is the Windows XP one. Slightly modified Windows XP version, which does have a couple of more of zoom levels. Some keyboard shortcuts just for quality of life. And a very handy-dandy tile grid mode, which was in the source code and was fixed up by our good old friend Devin. But that's really about it. That's like all the big differences. Oh, and being able to scroll left and right and per page, which is already a feature in regular Paint. It's just that you have to like right-click the scroll bar and to do that, and we just made it like a keyboard thing. Again, just a bunch of just quality of life stuff. Does it have a Git page? No, there is no Git page. Since this is a modification of MS Paint, we cannot release this. This is not something we can distribute, unfortunately. We'd have to like figure out how to like make a patch, but then it would have to be a patch that would work with any version of MS Paint available from the Windows XP era, and we cannot guarantee that. Especially when there are like differences between like regions and stuff, like language files are different, and that can like influence what version of MS Paint you have, alongside maybe like bug fixes and stuff that were not available. Can't you provide a SHA to compare against? Yeah, but then people have to like actually get like the proper version. Look, everyone knows they're just gonna download like the first version of MS Paint they can find. I suppose we could just like do that. Well, we'll have to think about it. But also the only other problem is that these aren't our changes. These were changes that other people made for us. Oh, right. The other thing we forgot to showcase. There's a load palette feature, so we can actually just like have the EGA palette whenever on the bottom. You'd think that would have been like something that's already in there, and like, yeah, it was partially there. We just added the options to actually use them. We even have one, we even have like a set for like the Windows 7 set of colors. For the heck of it. There's a couple of extra colors over here. Don't mind those. We made this palette for like someone else. Rare homebrew. I mean, I guess it kind of is. We'll have to see. We'll have to like check on. We'll have to check on them and see if we're allowed to like release this or not. We do have the source, though. We do actually own the source of this, but again, can't distribute it for obvious reasons. Especially since it is based off of a leak. Like, that makes it even harder. It is what it is. Oh, wait a minute. Based off of a leaked source code that's existed for years. Lads, I just made the terrible realization that this version of MS Paint is proto-slop. Man. My protos. It's always been proto-slop. Always has been proto-slop. Honestly, if you want to see like the most like... Honestly, no. There's something even more sloppy than just being proto-slop material. Hang on. So, real quick, I need to showcase this. So, these little icons here, which are like really helpful. So whenever you have like a selection, you can have it so that the background doesn't get like used up and stuff. And like that's like what the option does, is whether or not like the background color gets like used, or like one of the colors gets like removed and stuff. The one thing we found out is that one of the colors is actually messed up because of the way this this artwork was made. Well, besides like the extra pixel over here that I just noticed, I hate it. Yeah, as it turns out, when you actually look into the file itself, it's actually like this color, more or less. Like a darkish, like... Yeah, so it's like something like this. It's like this color. Or something. But like... because of the way it's like made to show up on here, like it just messed up. Like they actually messed up with like one of the colors over here. But at the same time, it's so real, actually, because like it's kind of a hint of what you can actually do, which is to say you can just like grab any part of this and like actually only have one part of it be like translucent. And that can be useful for like certain things, such as dithering. That's correct, a pixel. It is kind of a greenish... No, it wasn't even a green pixel. Hang on, that's not a green pixel. It was a green pixel, never mind. Dark green pixel. That's fine. Hi, welcome to the stream. Just noticed you. Are prototypes bad? Only if they're like implemented sloppily, without like any second thought. I suppose this isn't like actual like slop, but it is mostly just like based off of like kind of prototype material. At least like the tile grid mode is, which I'll be honest, this feature is way too fucking good. Just having a tile grid is like way too useful, and we use it all the time. We've been using that with the other spreadsheet that we were working on. Oh goodness, what was it called again? The Cuden Garden ones that we made. Alright, you have a good night. I thought you already went to bed, but yeah, have a good night. SM64 beta. Dude, SM64 beta stuff is like... That's like the extra sloppy proto slop stuff. No, we were thinking of like Sonic ROM hacking stuff. Like they just add all the stuff that's like from the prototypes without even thinking about it and just leave it as is. Stuff like the wall bonking from the Nick Arcade prototype, or like just like some of the music, weird choices like that. Stuff that just like, you know, was removed for a reason. Have y'all even heard that one like prototype song? That prototype invincibility music from Sonic 2. It was like in one version only. And then removed right after because not even they liked it. Let me see if you can like find it real quick. Sonic 2 Alpha, let's see. This might be the one. Yeah, this is the one. Like, what is this? Oh my goodness. Such a loony thing. Oh heck yeah, canned bread. Let me save that. Save a couple of files here. You'd find it in creepypasta analog horror? What do you mean? Well, yeah, it was made in the 90s. That's like actual prototype material. Okay, not gonna lie, there's so many things that people just find like scary that's just like ridiculous. Or like horror. To the point it's just become like a whole joke. Not gonna lie. Certain level of uncanny. It does feel out of place, but only because we're not used to it. If it actually went to like the final, then, you know, we'd have like people fighting over which invincibility music is actually better. I mean, we still do. But like, hyper specific. I don't know, dude. Keep forgetting to do this. Hang on. There's meant to be like steam coming off of the tail here. I've been slacking here. Actually doing some like color math over here to make it look like it's still part of the character. Why did I say color math? There's no math involved. We're just like swapping the colors around to make it seem like it's just like translucent. Do you see me with a calculator open? Absolutely not. So like, I don't know what the heck is up with me. There we go, just do that. It's nice and subtle too, which is neat. I could make it less subtle by like giving it a bit of a shade, but like Nah, that don't look good. Ugh. That's a bit too bright. Oh, actually, that might work better. And I think that color actually works better overall for like the paw parts. Yeah, it's like because we made those darker in general. Mm, mm, mm. It is failing on the visible from far away department. That's what's bothering me right now. That might work actually. But though that's implying a type of paw, nah. We'll just keep it at that. I think we're good. So we want to make the paws a lot bigger, but like, nah. Well, the front paws are like actually kind of big, but like they're meant to be grabbing onto something up there and meant to be more visible. Exaggerated for like focus points. Alright, you. I'm actually gonna need the sketch here. Oh my goodness. Now that's a character. That's a character that's always going to be a challenge to do anything with. Mostly just from like the unusual details it has. Yeah, one sec. I think the part that's going to be really hard to portray is the multitude of digits this person has on their paws. For the most part, we end up like drawing. Oh goodness! All right, you have a good one. Thanks for joining in. Yeah, for the most part, we draw like most characters we draw are like they tend to have like a certain number of like digits, usually like 3 to 4. Rarely there's like 5 digits on their paws if it's like, you know, absolutely necessary to do, or we're like supposed like doing a particular style. Usually when it comes to like pixel art, we do that kind of stuff, or we just want to be realistic, just to be funny. In this case, no. This is a character with specifically 6 digits, I think. Hang on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, 6 digits per finger, or like per paw, and that's a character detail. And since we're very persnickety about like digit count, especially for our characters, we always keep the digit count for like hand paws and hind paws the same. Like We're obviously gonna go into like full detail mode here and make sure that this detail is not skipped on. Which is, you know, this is a big challenge. Yeah, it's a very unconventional character detail. In fact, one of the other unconventional details this has is that it has like infinite tails. I don't know how to portray that, so like we're just hiding it behind like everything else. I think that's like Vivi's like little patch to make that work. Just hide the tails, just hide the extra tails, so that we don't have to like worry about it. If you're gonna make an unusual character, we're gonna be using unusual methods. It is what it is. Anyways, do we have any shades that go along with this? We do. We actually do. Hang on. We can do this instead. Okay, I'm gonna do that as well. In case. It's not their fault for like trying to be unique though. But it is non-standard, and it does become a problem for a lot of artists. Probably part of the reason why I don't see a whole lot of art from like unusual characters like these, unless it's like a particular game series that happens to have like something really unusual. But because of its popularity, people will draw the shit out of it. So what used to be unusual becomes the norm. Oh goodness. That was a sneeze that didn't want to come out. Is that the same skin tone? That's the same skin tone, chicken bone. Okay, what shade did we use for that one? That we use this one, which is the same as that. Oh goodness, that's gonna be a bit of a pain. But I think we can make this work. Let's see. Let's use that one. Yeah, that ought to do it. Just round stubs. It's cute. I don't know, maybe it's... We have found a little bit of difficulty with some of your characters, but I think it's mostly just like not being able to interpret like your art style. It's like I think you do fur in like a very particular way that's like really unique. Notice that we didn't say it's bad. Burasht. Burasht nicht. Yeah. Like, we don't see fur like that often. Or at all, really. Like, if you can name us, like, another artist that does fur the same way you do, then, like, by all means. Prove us wrong. Burasht nicht. Burashmest casaco. Burashmest casaco. Burashmest casaco e vais ter que o limpar. You know, there's a English version of Du hast, which changes Du hast mich gefragt into you hate me, you hate me to say, which is a really clever way to like translate the same exact like message that the original song did. Although I believe the original had more to do with the marriage part, since it was like you hate me, and then it turned into you've asked me and I said nothing, rather than you hate me to say and I did not obey. Eh, well, if you do feel it's a bit too inconsistent, then you can try to homogenize it a little bit, maybe. I think over time you will get like something going that's like good, or like consistent, not good, like consistent. If that's like the problem. By good I meant like, you know, good in your view. Because like if you see inconsistency as a problem, then like, you know, over time, with enough practice you can actually get something that's like what you'd consider good. Yes. The duo. Delay Llama and Meowsynth. Kitty. Correct. Then there's no problem here. Keep up the good work. These eyes are gonna be a nightmare. Oh my god. Multi-iris on a pixel level. I think we're just not gonna have the shine then. We need clarity over visuals here. Good from far away. I mean, people are still gonna be zooming in on this anyways, but like, it's to make sure that it is clear what it is, generally speaking. Because like right now, these two irises here are like blending together and making it look like a single line. Because of their like positioning. That's the problem I'm having. Aww. There is no such thing as a good or bad art style. They just have different vibes. Now you could say it's a good or bad art style if it is for a particular purpose, such as a highly detailed art style is bad for animation. You could definitely say that. Or bad for like any other particular cases, like, you know, something that's like high dither is terrible for a Doom-like game. That's a terrible art style for a Doom-like game. You don't want dithered sprite work in any Doom-like sort of game, because you're gonna have zoom in and zoom outs of everything. Like your player is gonna be staring right at it at one point. So like dithering is gonna be bad, and also dithering is gonna be bad in a Doom-like game if it's too far away, because then the scaling's gonna mess with it. Which is why everything is nice and clean, because you gotta account for the scaling. Sure, dithering looks awesome, it looks neat. It has its place. It's a neat little texture for like a lot of different things, but it has no place in Doom. You put that in your Doom like, and you've done something wrong. You've done something completely wrong. It just does not look good. Avoid dithering at all costs if you're going to be putting it in a 3D environment like that. Speaking of, I absolutely hate it when video games, especially nowadays, add dithering to their textures on a 3D game. Just like verbatim like that and nothing else to it. If the dithering is part of a shader, then that's fine. That's like stylistic and it looks neat. If it's meant to represent a specific texture, then I don't mind it too much. If you're just doing that for shading, get out of here. With that said, I absolutely hate the art style in web fishing. Not a fan of that. They do it all the time there, and it does not look good. Great game otherwise. You know, you can't complain about like a neat little get-together game where you just fish around. Like, I love fishing games as much as anyone else does. and I don't mind the gameplay loop. But that art style is just that so retro thing that like a lot of indie games tend to do, and like it pisses me off. I really don't like that kind of art style. It just does not look good. It does not look good. I'm sorry. It does not look good. If I had the ability or opportunity and time, I'll probably make a mod that like gets rid of all of that stuff, all they're just like nonsense, and either replaces it with a shader that provides the dithering automatically on particular shades of a texture, or just don't have that dither in the first place. Like, it just doesn't look good. Possibility of inexperience? No. I don't think so. They were going for like one thing in particular, and that was like the Animal Crossing style, right? They were 100% going for that kind of thing. And you know what Animal Crossing doesn't have? Any sort of dithering. They just added that in there to be like more. Actually, no. They have like the whole like PlayStation aesthetic going. Not even like N64. They got like that PSX like going, which is weird because that's not what Animal Crossing was about. It's a DS game. It's a DS game. Even then, they don't do as much dithering there either. I wouldn't really know what they do on the DS ones. Again, they would not do dithering on textures like that. That's just nonsense. It's gonna scale. It's gonna look bad. The crunch in the DS games. Nah. I'm sorry, I'm gonna be stubborn on this, but like it just doesn't look good. We've seen a bunch of like DS games in the past from like footage and stuff, and their textures were not a thing unless it was some shovelware. If it was like some shovelware, then yes, absolutely, they're gonna be doing like the usual skill issue of just like adding that sort of like dumb stuff to it. But anything else of quality would never add dithering to textures. And if there is any dithering, it was just like a bad conversion of some kind. Dithering only belongs to like maybe HUD elements at best. Anything that doesn't scale. The moment you have something scaling, dithering makes no sense. Outside of like a shader, just to give it more like colors on the system that doesn't have as many colors. And even then, the DS has enough colors as is. You have enough colors on that. You have so many more colors that like I just don't see it. I just don't see it. Like, I understand hardware limitations. Believe me, I fucking do. Okay, that floof looks way better than the one over here. I need to like homogenize these. I love the word homogenize for like something that's meant to be like similar-ish. It sounds smart, but it actually isn't. It just sounds like I'm like cooking here. And that's exactly the idea. We're cooking. It's like the word persnickety. I love the heck out of the word persnickety. It just... It fits me so well. Everyone loves pixel art, got strong opinions. Of course they do. Everyone's grown up with their own like set of games. You cannot ask for like opinions on pixel art stuff from like particular artists unless you're going for like a very particular style. Cause like we're gonna be very anal. I think most people are gonna be very anal about like what kind of pixel art they like. Very persnickety. Again. Because they like one particular thing and everything else just kind of like eh. Although again, very subjective. It really depends on a person thing. A lot of people just like go, oh here you go, here's your sprite, and it's just like some outline thing. I was like, oh man. I really like again. The one thing I absolutely hate when people do this in pixel art, it's just outlining. Outlining something, it just feels like a bit of a cheat. You have to stylize your outline for it to like look any good. And you know, back in the day, people used to do that. They used to like colorize or like do something like extra with the with their like outlines to you keep the outline so that it's like easier to like differentiate your background with your foreground if you happen to have a skill issue on like managing those colors. And it's also done. No wait, that's about it. Like that's like the only reason why you'd have like an outline is just to make it easier to like differentiate the background and the foreground assets. Oh goodness. That's a lot of text. Forgetting on, there you go. Hold up, that's scrolling up. Hold up, let me actually read that. Obsessed with increasing the FPS on things, the higher the resolution is. Why? Why would you increase the frame rate when there's like a higher resolution? If anything, that should not matter. Increasing the resolution doesn't mean everything has to be like high fluidity, I guess. I don't know. Sometimes certain animations only work best when they're like a certain number of frames. There's like a point where you peak and then the only way you go is downwards. This digit is looking so weird. Hang on. I didn't even like finish like cleaning up this character yet. I've just been like entertained with like what's been going on chat. Yeah, let me actually like read the big block of text here before we scroll down. It goes on. Art style. That is a. I mean, if it's like actually, if it's noticeable, if it's actually noticeable that it actually improves as it goes on, then yeah, absolutely go for it. Like obviously not to the face is like, you know those like old Flash games, the Upgrade Complete series, where it's like, you know, you start off with just like the very basic of basics, and then it goes into like your proper like Flash like quality style game once you're like actually near the end of the game. It's sort of like what I'm imagining here. It's like something like that, but like more subtle. Like you progress through the game just like looks prettier. 1 sec. Animation Geek. This, you don't have to do that though. Yeah. There's like different topics going on here. I'm being very persnickety about pixel art stuff. And apparently there's a friend over here who's well, friend of a friend, um making the animation more fluid alongside upping the resolution, which is not necessary. I mean, if it looks good, then yeah, you know, whatever. But like, not everything needs to be up like that. You can do most things. Not everything has to do like that. It's like a lot of games don't do that. Like when they just like swap over from like one thing to another, they don't just like change the they don't just like suddenly go into like super fluid mode once they like once it's like the sequel that like does that. Oh my goodness. This is actually getting confusing. Hold on. Do we not have like... No. We don't really have one. That's okay. You know what? I'll just keep it at that. Actually, looking at the small version, like it's actually fairly clear, like which tail is which, and which part of it is like what part of the tail. Yeah, I'm overthinking this one. I think we're good here. Hmm. Ah, storybook stuff. Okay. I can kind of see that then. Well, if you can make it work, then, you know, we'll look forward to it. It's always neat to see what people come up with. Hmm. The canonical art style changes. I think it's cute. You know those videos? You know those videos of like people like trying to like make a certain food that was like from like a old recipe or whatever. Like they're just like trying to like recreate something that like people don't cook anymore, but they just happen to have the recipe and like some of the know-how and stuff. Wouldn't that just be protoslop? Like people stopped making this dish for a reason. I'm just sort of thinking out loud now. Like, hang on. Yeah, some of them actually do turn out good. There's like a person who does this a lot. Dylan Hollis, I believe, is their name. I think most of their content is on TikTok, but they do have a YouTube channel where you can like see some of it. We actually do have one of his cookbooks. Baking Yesteryear, I believe. We haven't actually like baked any of it, but like we're looking forward to like doing some of it, like the tomato soup cake. That one we're actually looking forward to because like that is some chemistry right there. You're turning tomato soup into chocolate. Yeah, the videos are absolutely silly. I love those. We absolutely love the heck out of Dylan Hollis. Excuse me. Been a while since I've heard the mouse. Oh well. In a fun way. I think we got all the characters like cleaned up to the best of our ability. Gosh, the camouflage. It's so cute though. It's so cute actually. Like this actually works really well. We're thinking of like doing like the whole like dither process here too for like the rest of the cat dragon. And of course the spiky spikes need to be added and like shaded for all the other bits. We might actually have to delay this again because like we're actually running out of time. It is nice. I think once we do add like a bit of the line dithering, I think because I'm thinking. No, I'm not thinking. I'm doing this now to demonstrate it. Because what I'm thinking here is like we're gonna be doing something along the lines of like, whoop, and then whoop, and then around here ish. Do a little bit of that one over here. Here-ish too. We're gonna be stopping in a moment, but like, let me just do this one thing first before we end the stream today. Yeah, seems like we're gonna be delaying the Cat Dragon release once again, but that's okay. So we're gonna be doing some real big improvements in just a moment. But I will send the updated version to some of the folks who have just joined in on this, if we can remember to do so. Yeah, we got that. New window of paint. Image attributes black and white mode. Say yes. We now have the dither patterns that we can just select. As we can see, grab the very top part, stretch it down. We now have lines. Grab it again, stretch it once more. Only lines. So now that we have these lines, we cut this off. Grab it again, new window, so that we don't glitch up anything. Now we grab the cat dragon. And we put it on here where the purple's at. And anything that uses that is going to be like that. So I want to be able to change the colors of this. So we're going to be adding 2 placeholders. One of them being piss yellow. And black can stay the same. We're not using straight black on the picture. So everything that uses that color is now getting replaced. Let's see if we have like, I mean, it doesn't have to be like super aligned with like the other dithering pattern. Just needs to be part of the dither in the first place. Anyways, so we got that now. We'll apply the changes to our main file over here. So yeah, we go from having the purples to like this dithery pattern here, and now all we got to do is just color replace these with the appropriate colors. One with you, and the piss yellow. That becomes this one. And there we have it. Oh. Didn't quite catch that one. There we go. It's like, this is what I was thinking of doing for like the rest of it as well. Now, obviously, it's not going to look as good on like the preview version, but once we release it, it's going to look pretty darn good. Yes, what I'm thinking of, like, I was thinking of like making like some of this part like go over here-ish, so that's like easier to differentiate the little scug with the fluff patterns and stuff. But we're gonna have to like think about this later on. Yeah, that's like the idea here. Because like the cat dragon part is gonna be the one that gets dithered. But the Scug one is not dithered. Like the Scug, since it's an active character, it will not have any dithering, and it'll be easier to tell apart from like the rest of the fluff. That's at least the idea. Something along the lines of this. Which does work pretty well, actually. Hang on, we might be cooking here. This is how we extend our streams, honestly. So I get like a little idea, it's like, what if we actually do that? And yeah. Like something like this. We're gonna be doing that on the next stream. Aside from my personal opinion. Modeler style the individual is trying to achieve. Yeah. I think intent is super important. Tom and Lowe would drag me to deal with funny viruses. Silly. Okay. So. I'm hoping to be finishing this up on the next like stream, either on Wednesday or whenever the next like Lucio thing happens, because like I'm pretty sure we're still BK'd on that async for the most part. I've actually checked on there. I think there's only like one thing unlocked, and that's Meadow Match, which is like the most minimal of checks. So like we're gonna be done with that one in like no time. But yes, until then, hope everyone's had a good time. Thank you for joining in, and to all the people donating, I thank you from the bottom of our heart. Like, it's. I just don't know how to say it. Like, y'all are just the fucking best. But yes,